Hi, first grade. I hope you guys continue to do well. I'm so glad to see that a lot of you are getting on YouTube and double checking your work. And I've been noticing who's on Zern and who's on Epic. And I'm really proud of you guys for taking ownership over your learning and taking those steps to make sure that you guys continue moving forward with your work in first grade. So I think on our last video, I'm going to give some shout outs to kiddos in particular that I've noticed are doing a really great job with keeping up with Epic and Zern. And again, guys, if you have any questions or if mom or dad or grandma or grandpa are noticing some things at home that you're struggling with, I want you to remember that you can always reach out to me over email and we can work together on whatever is challenging for you guys. So I don't want you to feel like this is just a one-way thing where you sit and listen to me. I want to make sure that you're getting all the help you would get in our classroom. We're just going to do it a little bit differently. So we have 3 more passages to go. This is the passage from Wednesday, Where's Tiger? So again, if you're on just so that I can read it to you, I want you to pause when you get to the end and then come back after you answer the questions. But if you've already read the story and you answered the questions and you're here to just double check your work, go ahead and stay with me through the whole video. All right, so today is Where's Tiger by Guy Belleranti. Nick visited his little cousin Brandon. Brandon tugged Nick's arm. Come see my kitty. I named him Tiger. Great name, Nick said. Brandon opened his bedroom door and looked around. Where is Tiger? Maybe he crawled under your bed, Nick said. No, Brandon said. Tiger doesn't crawl. Maybe he ran into your closet, Nick said. No, Brandon said. Tiger doesn't run. Then we'll call him, Nick said. Come, Tiger. Meow, meow. Brandon laughed. Those are good calls, but Tiger doesn't come. Nick sighed. If Tiger doesn't crawl, run, or come, what does he do? He reads, Brandon said. Reads? Yes. Now I remember where he is. Brandon pulled back the blanket on his bed. See, he has my book. Nick stared. Now I know why Tiger doesn't crawl, run, or come. He's a stuffed toy kitty. Brandon hugged Tiger close. Yes, he's the best one ever. He can't wait for you to read to both of us. All right, so that's the end of our story. This section down here is some information about the author, Guy Belleranti. He is the one who's written all of the readings that we're doing this week. So if you wanted to read a little bit more about who he is and what he does, the information's in this box. Otherwise, we are going to move on to our comprehension questions. So again, remember, reading comprehension means, are you understanding what you read? And we've talked a lot in class about why it's important, not just in our learning environment, but in our world and as humans interacting with other people and other resources and other situations, that it's important we know what we're reading. We've talked about a couple strategies that we use when we're working with a reading comprehension passage and various questions. And we do these in first grade because when you guys get into second grade and third grade, you're going to start seeing multiple choice questions and short response questions on different assessments. And I want you guys to have some kind of background on how to tackle these. So we're going to go through again each of those strategies for the different questions and get some answers. So number 1 says, when Brandon tells Nick about his kitty Tiger, what does Nick think Tiger is? So when we come across multiple choice questions, we're going to read all the answers. And as we're reading, we're going through and thinking, that could be the right answer, or no, that's definitely not the right answer. And we're going to eliminate those things that don't make sense, hopefully leaving us with the one right answer. So we're trying to figure out what Nick thinks Tiger is at the beginning of the story. So A, does Nick think that Tiger is a real cat? Maybe so we're going to leave that open. A real tiger? No, we didn't read anything about Nick thinking that Tiger is actually a real tiger. A toy cat? Maybe so. Or a toy dog? No, we definitely know that he didn't read anything about a dog. So we have 2 answers left, a real cat or a toy cat. If we go back to our story, we remember that we read that Tiger doesn't crawl, Tiger doesn't run, Tiger doesn't come. And then On our second to last paragraph, Nick stared and said, "Now I know why Tiger doesn't crawl, run, or come. He is a stuffed toy kitty." So before he realized he was a stuffed toy kitty, he thought that Tiger was a real cat. Number 2, Brandon can't find Tiger. What 3 things does Nick suggest to help Brandon find Tiger? So when we have short response questions, my strategy is always to go back into my text so that I can use either keywords or follow along in the passage to get my question answered. So I know that I'm looking for 3 different things that Nick suggested to help Brandon find Tiger. So I'm going to go back to my passage, and I see here where he asks, where is Tiger? So that tells me that they haven't found Tiger yet, and that likely after this sentence, we're going to start to read some suggestions for where to find Tiger. So we're going to read this line, and then we're going to go through until we get some answers. Brandon opened his bedroom door and looked around. Where is Tiger? Maybe he crawled under your bed, Nick said. No, Brandon said, Tiger doesn't crawl. So that's one suggestion. So we're going to say, look under the bed. Let's keep reading. Maybe he ran into your closet, Nick said. No, Brandon said, Tiger doesn't run. So he suggests looking in the closet. So check under the bed, look in the closet, and what's our last one? Then we'll call him, Nick said. Come, Tiger, meow, meow. So number 3, call for Tiger. So the 3 things Nick suggests to do to help Brandon find Tiger was to look under the bed, look in the closet, and call for Tiger. Tiger doesn't crawl, run, or come. What does he do? So we just finished reading those words about crawl, run, or come in this part of our story. So if we're going back into our text, if we didn't automatically remember what he does, we know that that information is going to come after what we just read. So we're looking for what he does do. So we stopped here where he suggested calling Tiger. Down here we read Nick's side. If Tiger doesn't crawl, run, or come, what does he do? So this is the question that is similar to this question, so we know our answer has to come after. He reads, Brandon said. So there's our answer. Tiger doesn't crawl, run, or come. What does he do? Tiger reads. All right, number 4. What does Brandon ask for at the end of a story? So we're going to go back to our story, and we know that we're looking at the end of our story, okay? Brandon hugged Tiger close. Yes, he's the best one ever. He can't wait for you to read to both of us. So at the end of the story, Brandon wants Tiger to read. All right, so if you need a little bit more time on these pages, go ahead and pause it now. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to number 5. And number 5, again, is working on some vocabulary. So we've had these in a couple of our reading passages. Remember, it gets kind of tricky when I'm drawing lines. So in addition to drawing those lines, I'm going to write the letter that matches with the vocabulary word, just so that we make sure we're keeping track. So a blanket. We're going to go through and see where we find blanket. A large piece of cloth you use to keep warm or to sleep with. So blanket is letter C. Cousin. You guys know lots about cousins. I always hear great stories about your cousins. So let's go down and see if we can find a definition for cousin. F. Your aunt or uncle's child. That is the definition of a cousin. So letter F. Number 3, crawl. Move around on your hands and knees. That's the definition of crawl. So if you think about how a baby crawls, or when you guys were really tiny before you were in 1st grade, you crawled around. Number 4, bedroom. Cupboard where clothing is stored, a sound a cat makes, a room where you sleep. Definitely a room where you sleep. We know that because of bed, the room with the bed in it. Number 5, closet. Go back up here, letter B. A cupboard where clothing is stored. So closet is B. Number 6, meow. Number 6, meow is a sound that a cat makes. So number 6 is D. Again, if you want to spend a little bit more time on this, pause the video. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the writing prompt.